Howdy and scale guys, Nexas here and welcome back to Destiny 2. And in today's video guys, we're here of course with some twab. Good, it is no longer twid boys, we're back to twab. Everything is right with the world, right? But twab is going to be here with some banger freaking news, especially for people who have been having nightmares of PvP from a certain little weapon called the Estoc. This is finally going to be getting a nerf come of course May 6th, which is when the next patch actually comes out. The Estoc is getting nerfed, boys. On the Prowl is getting nerfed, which is even insane. We got freaking the dance machines getting nerfed. There's so many things getting nerfed. It's so glorious. But is it gonna be enough? Because they've taken like a couple of stabs at the Estoc to nerf it. And let me tell you, it hasn't really done much. I mean, I've had freaking nightmares of this weapon. But what they are going to be doing is what you see on the screen anyway. The patch notes will have a ton of information, but as I said, what I'm really looking at is going to, of course, be all the freaking meta the hunters have right now. So you can see straight away that on the Prowl is going to be getting nerfed. They even just straight up say it's too strong PvP. That's how freaking nutty it is. But they are going to be reducing, of course, the prey finding range from 45 meters to 25 meters. That's actually a pretty big distance. And reduce PvP hunt time from infinite to 15 seconds, which is freaking massive. Infinite time just to run around and try and get your kill was freaking ridiculous. So no longer will there be hunters just sneaking up behind your booty and just absolutely blasting your ass out of going invis constantly, getting a kill, going invis again. They'll actually have to, you know, use their brain for once. Who would have thunk it? Use their brain to go hunting. But of course, it wasn't just on the Prowl that was insane. They did give us a big kind of, I'd say, stab at what the legacy frame is. I don't really agree too much with this. They were saying that the freaking Estoc, when they nerfed it, it actually reduced the amount of effectiveness it had and actually like rose and everything. It was kind of like them in their prime. I still think Estoc was ridiculous. It was just raiding everything. They said in like the mid to, I'd say, low skilled lobbies, it was definitely an outlier, but I feel like it was an outlier everywhere. I don't know. It just slayed everything. But as I said, they are going to be freaking nerfing it. So if we go down real quick to, of course, our pulse rifles. I actually scrolled down too far, but this is what they're going to be doing to, of course, the Estoc. So the legacy frame ardent trait now reduces ADS damage fall off scalar by 0.1. This reduces Battler and Estoc's ADS damage falloff scalars from 1.7 to 1.6, matching high impact pulses. Increase the BXOR's Battler's airborne effectiveness stat from 10 to 21. Now, I don't think when I look at these sorts of nerfs that it's really going to do too much. They're saying that they kind of want to reduce the range on it. For me, it's not really the range that makes the Estoc so freaking insane. It's more that it's a jack of all trades. You have no negatives to using this. Up close, it's a beast. Mid-range is a beast. Range was a beast. Going as far as high impact pulses, it's still going to be a beast. I mean, if it went as far as maybe the rapid fires, I'd be like, oh, okay, it doesn't go that far. But the fact that it's going to go as far as the high impacts, why would you use the impacts over this? I mean, maybe some of the time to kills, but it's just... Oh, I don't know if it's going to be enough. They are buffing other weapons as well. Heavy burst hand cannons are getting a bit of a buff. I will say though, hand cannons, criminals, and like Igneous and Rose, they're always going to take the cake. I mean, you're never using heavy burst over them. They're not consistent enough. You got auto rifles too getting a bit of a buff too. You got SMGs that are getting a buff. And of course, with the changes to some exotics, they could be really, really nice. But one of the other changes, of course, is going to be to the exotic armors that are coming up. And one of the main ones, which... it was synonymous with the Estoc being absolutely broken. Let's be real. It was the main reason that people thought it was broken. And it's going to be the Radiance dance machines. These are going to be getting a bit of a nerf. They said basically on PC this was insane, which made sense because no scope in PC is very easy compared to console. But interestingly enough, they are going to be nerfing it, which it is kind of deserved. But they're actually going to be giving this sort of effect to other exotics for a Warlock and a Titan, which honestly is pretty cool. But I don't know if it's legit kind of a case of hunters were OP with this. Let's give everybody it so that when a weapon's broken with it, they're all going to be freaking like broken with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not just going to be one class that breaks the game. It's going to be everybody's breaking it. But what they did do to nerf the exotic is of course going to be reduce the bonuses granted to primary weapons when hip firing, align the hip fire bonuses to range, and actually the values granted by hip fire grip instead of the legacy frame intrinsic perk. So right now that means that the RDMs have the legacy frame intrinsic perk on top of this legacy frame intrinsic perk for of course the Estoc, which just means laser beam accuracy. That is insane. Reduce accuracy bonus from standard weapons by 60%. Oh my god, it needs to happen, boys. I know the hunters are malding right now. This needed to happen. It was insane. Reduce aim assist fall off distance bonus by 60% as well. Another freaking massive one. As I said, they are going to be putting the hipfire grip onto exotic for Titan and Warlock. Now, this isn't going to happen in the next patch. This is going to happen sometime soon. They said in a future patch. But basically, Lion Rampants are going to be getting that hipfire accuracy, which is kind of cool. And then the Warlock's Lunafaction boots are going to be getting it as well. I will say the Lunafactions is just... At least with the RDMs, you're getting energy on kills with your primary weapon. New factions, like, they're great for rifts and everything, but they're nerfing the empowering rift for it just in case. And it's just like, you gain one thing, you lose another. It's the life of a warlock main, okay? We get something, and then they nerf us with something else, and then it's just completely useless. But that is, of course, all the sorts of, I'd say, key information from this week's TWAB and everything. As I said, it needed to happen. I know a lot of people may be malding. Hunters are definitely crying in the showers, but it needed to happen. This meta was horrendous, and I'm still going to show that I don't think the Estoc nerfs are really going to change it too much. Even at the RDMs and on the Pro, this thing still absolutely collapsed, and the scalar damage fall off isn't going to take too much of a difference, and that's all they've really kind of nerfed. Yeah, I still think Estoc is still going to be a beast. It's still going to go with the range of high impact pulses, which is just freaking crazy to me. They should just nerf these to make them like rapids. But in terms of just the Estoc by itself, it's still going to be an absolute beast. It's mainly because, as I said, there's no negatives to using this weapon. You got accuracy up close, you got, of course, the stability on it because it's a laser beam, you got the clean ass scope, and then you've got some decent range too, and high impact pulse range. That is still really good range, and of course high RPM. It's got pretty much everything still going for it. Yeah, so overall, the Estoc, I know you probably hate this. That's why I put the headless horror perk or freaking memento on this, because this gun is a horror to play against. But if you are having nightmares over the weapon, don't think it's going to be all sunshine and rainbows come the next patch, because this is still going to be in PvP, guys. It's still going to rail. I would have taken a nuke. They didn't nuke it. They kind of played it safe, which some people will probably like, because it's like, oh, don't nuke all the good weapons. But yeah, unless the buffs so the weapons are just absolutely cray-cray, Estoc is still going to be a #1. But regardless, if you liked the video, just like, and we some more content, subscribe, fantastic day, and hopefully I'll see you next collective in the next one.